Isabel, what are we making today?
Kale, beets, and nectarine salad.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. So
Are you gonna put a dressing on it?
I was thinking just to add a little bit of olive oil, and then with the nectarine, it would add a little bit of sweetness.
Okay.
This is bad. I'm gonna throw it out. Gross. Ew, wilted lettuce. Yuck. Okay. I'm gonna throw this away now.
Oh no, don't do that.
Why?
Well, some of these are still good. You could still use them in a meal or you could compost them.
Compost?
So what is compost? Compost offers a way for households to reduce the amount of food they are sending to the landfills. Rather than waste to be thrown in the trash, these food scraps can be a valuable resource when transformed into nourishing soil to grow nutritious foods. Why is it important to reduce food waste? Thanks for asking, Isabel. Hundreds of thousands of tons of food is wasted every day in the United States. When broken down, this is roughly 1 pound of food wasted per person each day. This food rots in the landfill and releases methane, a potent greenhouse gas. And on top of the climate impacts of growing landfills, there's also the environmental impacts of all the energy and resources that went into producing that food in the first place. 53% of all food waste actually comes from individual households. Wow! Reducing household food waste is vital to reducing greenhouse gas emissions and slowing climate change. So how is garden compost or the community compost made? First, we choose a location. We chose a shady location so that moisture is retained. You can also do it in the sun, but just keep in mind that you want to retain that moisture level throughout the composting process. You can either pick a 3-bin system, like we have, to create a good effect of rotation. You could also use a plastic bin, a wooden bin that you could build at home, a tumbler, or you can just build a trench or dig a hole in the ground. The next thing is building your pile. You want to build your pile with 60%, roughly 50% browns to 40 to 50% greens in alternating 3-inch layers. Each pile should be about 3 feet cubed. That means 3 feet high, 3 feet wide, and 3 feet long. These alternating layers have browns and greens. Some examples of browns, or carbon is the main element, are dried plant material, paper towels, napkins and plates, newspaper, wood ash, or untreated sawdust, cardboard, or dried out leaves. Next are our green or nitrogen elements. These can include organic grass clippings, coffee grounds, vegetable scraps, composted manure, fruit scraps, and a little bit of grains. You don't want to add diseased plants, weeds with seeds, dog or cat feces, any chemicals, meat, fish, poultry, dairy, treated wood or thick wood, fats, oils, grease, no citrus. We don't want any maggots festering in there from any meat or dairy products. And no perfectly good or edible food. Next, we want to maintain the pile once we've built our pile. So the pile needs oxygen in addition to the greens, browns, and keeping it moist with water as you build your pile. You want to keep the moisture level like a wrung out sponge. To integrate oxygen into the pile, turn the material from the outer edges to the center where it will be the hottest. You can use a compost thermometer to check the temperature of the pile. When the center of the pile reaches 150 degrees Fahrenheit, it's time to turn it. If you don't have a thermometer, you can turn the pile every few days after you build the pile, and once a week after that. After a couple weeks, you're going to see some compost critters in there. The most common compost critters that break down the organic material that creates the compost are pillbugs or roly-polies, centipedes, ants, fungi, mold. You're going to find some worms in there, little fruit flies, maybe some slugs, beetles, and little spiders. Let's say you have a bad odor problem. To troubleshoot this, you might have too much moisture in your pile. The solution to this is to turn the pile and add dry, porous material like cardboard or wood chips. If your pile won't heat up to 120 to 150 degrees, your pile could be too dry, or there could be a lack of green material in there. So the solution to this would be adding water or greens and turning the pile. How do you know when it's done? You know it's ready and done when visually it's a dark chocolatey brown in color. When you squeeze it, it has a crumbly feel, it has a sweet earthy smell, and the material is fairly small and broken down. If there are remaining larger materials like pieces of wood, you can put the compost through a screen. The compost that's through the screen could be reserved and curate or sit for a couple weeks until it's completely ready for use in your garden. You can use it as a soil conditioner, a top dressing, as mulch, and a potting mixture.
Place your bucket on the scale.
Oh no! What?
So you have some things in here that aren't allowed in the bucket, like these ties, these metal ties. You also have these compostable forks, which in an industrial compost are okay to compost, but we don't allow them in our own buckets. And we also have citrus and bread. So I'm sorry I can't accept your bucket.
Oh man, okay.
3 weeks later.
Hi, welcome back. Please
Thank
place
you.
your bucket on the scale.
All right.
Wow, this is amazing! This bucket is amazing. You have no citrus, no bread, no items that aren't allowed. So I can now give you your vouchers.
When you drop off your bucket at one of our locations for good quality compost, you will receive $4 in vouchers to shop at a local farmers market near you.
Upon the completion of this workshop, we ask that in order to participate in our community compost program, you fill out a post survey to ensure that you understand the deliverables. We also ask that you sign a contract and a media release form if you are okay with having your pictures taken. Once everything is complete, you will receive $10 in vouchers to shop at a local participating farmers market. Yay, you are now enrolled in our community compost program.